You are live now.
Good morning, I'm Carol Newman from 4D Cisco, and today I will be giving you an introduction into NX, an integrated solution for product development. In the next 45 to 50 minutes or so, I'm going to show you how by implementing NX into your organization can improve your design processes. By being able to look at more designs more quickly, by being able to use our analysis tools to analyze these designs, and also with CAM, you can create manufacturing information for these designs and be able to generate these components out on the shop floor. So what is NX? Well, it's a unified and fully integrated solution, as I just stated. But also, to put it simply, it's a complete set of applications from art to part. It's a consistent interface, and it's easy to use. I use the example of Microsoft Office products, how each tool is unique, but it's also similar in interface, and it's easy to use one from the next. And with NX, we fashioned our system in the same way, where it's a complete interface. And so whether you're doing drafting or design or simulation analysis or assemblies, it's a very consistent interface, so a user can get their job done quickly and easily. And so when we talk about CAD for a moment, or design, it's an advanced solution for conceptual design. So whether you're doing product design or industrial design, or actually creating documentations for those designs, it's all inclusive in this one product. And that's what makes it head and shoulders above other products. So when we talk about analysis or CAE, you can do things like structural, thermal, multi-physics applications. And the great thing is, it all ties back to the original 3D CAD system. So all in this complete set. So when you talk about CAM or computer manufacturing, you have all the tools for tooling and manufacturing, also NC programming and simulation to complete all the job. So it's an art-to-part solution. So all this is in a complete set of applications, as we talked about, from art to part. And that's what, like I was saying, it makes it head and shoulders above any other software, because everything is synergistic, where it's working together to get your job done faster and quicker. So I say smarter decisions, better products. So when we talk about CAD, what does it represent? What are some of the benefits to your organization? Well, it will allow you to accelerate innovation by allowing you to not only come up with designs more quickly, but in the best design, but also being able to take those designs down where you'll be able to manage change more efficiently downstream, as that always takes place in the design history. So you'll be able to get your jobs done a lot more quicker. So you have improved quality, you have reduced waste, you have shortened cycle times, and you also can deliver more innovative products. So now I'd like to talk about the modeling side. When we talk about synchronous technology, it's actually unique to Siemens in the industry. It's actually a patented technology, and it allows you to make quick changes in your designs. So, matter of fact, you can manage these designs, and even designs that maybe weren't even intended for the NX design. And you'll be able to make those modifications quickly and easily. But more important than that is that you can use these tools for third-party data. So if you bring in another design or part from another CAD system, you can make changes to these designs much faster, many times faster than you could with the original CAD system. So I want to repeat that. You can actually, NX can make these changes faster than even the native system can. So when we look at third-party data or imported data or multi-CAD use, what can we bring in? Well, we can bring in things like IGES and stuff, things you would expect, but you can also bring in ideas files, CATIA, SolidWorks, Pro-E, and you can make changes to all those designs without needing the original data set. And I'm going to repeat that. NX can make changes to all those files without needing the original data set. And so now as we start to get here into the demonstration in a moment, I'd like you to look for these things I'm about to do. I'm going to bring in components into the assembly. Here in this top image, you can see that the door, this compartment door here is for a battery compartment for the charging unit of a thermal camera. And the reason I'm telling you this is just so you know what I'll be working on during the demonstration. And then also I will be modeling this rotating knob in the lower image in the context of an assembly so I can reference to other components in that assembly and show you some of the synchronous technology that I've discussed, and not only creating the geometry, and I'll bring in a feature part, but also being able to make highly stylized changes to this geometry using this powerful technology, which is unique to Simmons, patented technology. So now I'm going to jump on over to the demonstration here. So very quickly, I'd like to just show you how you can easily slice through a part with NX, and which is nice because you can work on these components if you need to, like this circuit board, and also you can rotate the orientation plane very quickly. This dynamic tool is very useful. So I can just slice through this very quickly. You can leave it in this state if you need to work on it, or not, either one, but you can quickly get out of that. And now I'm going to show you how I'm going to bring in parts into this assembly. And this is actually what I was talking about earlier. This is a thermal camera, and the fire departments use this thermal camera around the world. And one of our customers, the alloy company, actually uses the integrated solution, the suite of products, the art to part, to build this product. So I'm going to just, you can see here this images, it shows you what you'll be bringing in, and you can bring these in simultaneously, which I'm going to do. Bring those in. So I'm going to take a quick drink. My mouth gets dry. So I'm just going to constrain these components to the assembly. And what's nice is you can, I'm going to start out with this pin here. You can actually create your own customized toolbars. So I have a quick access toolbar here. And so you, because I know in different design work, you use different functions. And so it's nice to be able to have quick access. And I'll just show you the result. I'm just constraining that, so I'll show you the result here. And what's nice with NX is NX gives you a lot of options. Like when I click on this down arrow, you can see all the options to make your job more efficient and to get your job done quickly. So I can click on this center option here to center this pin up. And I'm going to actually explain to you, if you're wondering, I'm surprised you didn't ask already, why I am using a mouse. So I will explain that to you in a moment. So I'm just constraining these parts. And you can also, another selection is the concentric, which makes it easy. You can click on the arc here. This is just the rubber gasket for this door because we want to make this waterproof for the fire department. So I was saying the reason I'm using this mouse is I actually had a space ball and it would not work with the NX program. I actually, with the space ball, it's usually a plug and play, which usually it will download a driver. So I'm just going to constrain this door here by using a touch align here. It's nice because you can pick the centers and easily constrain that. And so I was saying it actually downloaded a driver, but it would not work with my system. So I thought, okay, troubleshoot here. And then what I like about NX2 is it will give you this list that lets you know you're selecting the right feature. So it makes it very nice. So that's done there. It's in the context of assembly. Now I'm going to show you how it moves in relationship to that assembly. And you can show fit and function, so I can make sure there's enough clearance for that battery pack and to get it in and out. So very, very easy, fast and flexible. So I'm going to just go out with that. And now I'm going to actually show you how we can rotate, we can model that knob in here. And what that will do is keep the battery compartment door from inadvertently opening, or so you can remove or put in a new battery pack. So I'm going to go in and do that. I'm going to actually display that part. So I'll get back to my mouse story in a minute as I'm working here. So what's nice about this is you can build off existing geometry. NX allows you to do that. So if I go in here, I can actually pick from this sketch here. You can see that part. It allows me to pick from that feature. And I can build off of that. So I can either use the handle for changing the size, or I can type it in. And what's nice about NX, it gives the user options because, as you know, many of us, what we find easy to do one way, another person finds it easier to do another way, and NX is very flexible that way. And so also you have the option of doing what's called an offset, and so you can not only change whether you want what the depth of that is, but you can change the diameter. And once again, you can either drag it or you can type it in. So it's very easy to use, very user-friendly, and I think that's important when you're working on things. That I know that if something's difficult to use, does anyone want to use it? Not really. So now I'm going to go in, since I'm going to show you some of the powerful synchronous tools, I'm going to actually just put that as my displayed part. And this is where it's really good. I've actually put these quick access toolbar here on my mouse, and it's called a pull face. And what's nice is it allows you to just grab on these faces and you can push and pull on them. You can even consume that entire face. And you can also give it a specific value if you want. And like I said, you can drag it or type in the value. And what's nice is you can choose more than one face simultaneously, which makes it nice too. So you can see here how I quickly was able to create this geometry. And I can even go in, if I wanted to do an edge blend on here, I can select all these edges at one time by just creating a box around it. And you can see how it selected all those, and I can put in an edge blend. And it shows you how it selected all those edges, and you can drag this or you can put in your value. So 1 millimeter is fine, so I'll just accept that. You can easily go in and shell and hollow out this back face here with the shell command. And same thing, you can usually use the arrow and drag it out for your wall thickness or type it in. So just showing you how easily the modeling capabilities are. And so now I can go in and use another powerful synchronous tool. It's called the Move Face, and it allows you to do this before or after the fact. You can go in at any time and make modifications quickly to this geometry. And what is really unique about it is the fact that even if this is third-party data, you can go in and make these modifications without the original data set. And that's important because if you need to try to do a workaround to try to make these changes, it's going to consume a lot of time. And so we know that time is money. And so here we have this control handle here. You can easily move it around to wherever you need it. And then you click on this wheel here, and it allows you to change actually the orientation of that wheel, so you can tell it which way you're going to move that face. And you can use the wheel to move it, or you can type it in, the value, and you can see, let me show you the results on it. You can see how easily you can make these changes. And now it's kind of an exaggerated draft angle on that part, but it's just so you can see it clearly. And now I'm going to go in on the other side. So say this was apart from third party, and it came without a draft angle. I can no problem go in and put this draft angle on here. So that's what makes this system so much better than other systems. That's why it's head and shoulders above other systems, is that you can perform these functions so much easier and quicker. So as I was saying, the reason that I'm using that I couldn't get the Spaceball working is that I did go and get the manufacturer's driver for this particular model of my Spaceball, and I got the Spaceball to work, but it would not work with NX. Then I went on a forum. I'm just going to show you, see how you can see the results of that. So anyway, I went on a forum, and it said you need to change some system global parameters, and you need to put in some file path name that NX can recognize. It will start to become an IT problem. And so I just thought, I'm spending too much time trying to get the Spaceball to work. I'm hoping that you'll have a little grace and bear with me as I use the mouse. And the thing is that I wanted to say here is that the mouse, so you can see I put that nice draft angle in here and without needing that original data set on that part. So the thing is with, I'm using a mouse, it makes it a lot nicer for the user as far as efficiency goes, and it also more pleasant for the viewer, but it does not take away from the functionality of NX. NX can still perform all the wonderful functions that it can do. So now I'm going to go in, so we got that done, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to show you some more synchronous tools. So you can see, like right here, it's not as pleasant for the viewer. So I'm going to go in and create a sketch on this back face here to show you more of the synchronous tools. So we can show you the capabilities and just how easy the usability is and the fast and flexible. So I'm going to just type in a value here. Like I said, you can type it in or not. And also, you don't have to go in and finish. NX is intelligent. I can go right to extrude, and it knows I want to create geometry. And I can drag that handle, or I can just type in the value. And once again, we have that nice offset feature. I can use a symmetrical this time, and you can create wall thickness very easily. And that feature is great. So we can go in quickly and finish that up. And as you can see, that the geometry is broken through the part. Well, I have put that draft angle on there, but no problem with NX, because we can go in and use the synchronous tool, delete face. And we can easily go in and clean up these faces. I can select them all at one time and then complete the function. So it's just something that is unique to NX. And there we go. Bam. In the words of Emerald, if you watch the cooking show. So just showing you some of the powerful tools that Synchronous has. And another powerful tool here is called the Replace Face. Now, it can be used for more complex capabilities, but I'll just show you a quick one here. It's on the Replace Face. I said I want to take this face and I want to replace it with this face. And look at how it trims it down automatically for you. Just really quick and easy. And so now I'm going to go in if we might want to put some reinforcement ribs on there using the dart command. We can go in and do that. Now, these are things like changing the values. You might just say, well, I've done this, I've put on a rib on with another software. But the thing is, it's everything that's incorporated into NX that makes it high above the other softwares. So I'm going to just go in and tell it what face I want to put that dart on. And so you can see I quickly created that dart. And what's nice about NX is that I can go in and tell it I want to copy a face if I want another dart in another location. And so NX is intelligent. It says, well, you might want all those faces on that rib. So it gives me those options so I can go in and say I want all the rib faces. And then you can just drag this control handle and tell it you want it in the center of that circle. And you can easily change the orientation so it's parallel. Drag that wheel and I can bring it to a new location very easily. And so you can see that's you can see through that part, and that's because it's not united. So I can easily do that too with another powerful synchronous tool called the paste face, and I can just say I want to paste it to this body, and we can easily do that. So you can see how easily we're creating this geometry. And now I'm going to go in and show you another synchronous tool, because this is one of the things that makes NX so unique is this patented technology. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to punch a hole, which that's no big deal, but I'm going to use a synchronous tool. Just waiting for the crosshairs there. And so there we go. And so we can also change if we wanted to. You can see there the drill bit, but we can change it if we want to counterbored or countersunk. We're just going to do a simple hole. And so there you go. So what I wanted to show you is with the synchronous tool, say you want to put more bearing surface for that screw. You can do that very easily with the move face command. And I can select that face. And you can select your parameters too. You have a lot of choices here with NX. So I'm going to select that face, and you can drag it up with the arrow, or you can just type it in. So I'm going to just type in the value. And there we go. You can see how I was able to move that face to change the bearing surface on there. So you can see how this is coming together quite nicely with the NX's art-to-part solution, just showing you some highly stylish changes that we can do very quickly with the synchronous tool. So now I'm going to go in and use the library part that I was telling you about, and you can customize your library. And the nice thing about this is it eliminates the need to have to model any shape more than once. So you're going to save a lot of time having that feature. So I'm going to bring in this slot here. And just showing you how easily we can take advantage of the library. Just turning 90 degrees. That's one thing about the mouse here. It's a little bit easier. And so then another thing is you have all these options of how you want it pasted. And NX, once again, just gives you just a plethora of choices here. So I'm going to choose this arc, so I can tell it I want it pasted in relationship to this arc. So we can go in and do that, and then we can tell it what kind of paste method we want. And I just want to subtract it from that body. And as you can see, it did the reverse, but that's no problem, because with NX, if you don't do something before, you're not going to waste a lot of time going back. You can go in very easily and make corrections. And what I like about NX, it just is with this intelligent design capabilities, it actually is smart enough to allow for user error. So I like that feature. So I'm going to just go in quickly here to my last function. and quickly do a reverse. And so how they just quickly was able to fix that. And so this is just a slot I put in to just give it more, this plastic part, more flexibility. And so another thing I wanted to show you is the slot here. If this was third party part from this CAD part was tongue tied here, excuse me, another drink. If this part was from a third party, we could still go in without the original data set and make this change. So I'm going to move this face here. And I love this tool. And we can easily go in and make modifications to that part. All I can just change it that quickly. Just showing you how powerful synchronous is. And so lastly on this demonstration here, before I get back into the PowerPoint, I wanted to show you some even more complex capabilities of NX. It's called the X form. And the company that I mentioned earlier, the alloy company, that Andrew Fayol, he's the designer, he said that this X form or I form is very useful in parametric modeling because he can go into an earlier design and he can add curvature to a flat surface very easily. And the nice thing is too, is you can change the distance between these manipulation handles. So you can very easily go in and make these changes. I can grab one or more of these handles here and I can easily stretch this material that quickly. And so this is just powerful tool here. And if you look, I'm going to spin this around and you can see how the wall thickness is not consistent. Well, NX, it understands our design intent and it has very intelligent design capabilities. So it allows for that. It gives you options. So I can go in quickly and hit this offset. Look at how it gave us that consistent wall thickness. So NX is just a powerful, head and shoulders above the rest. So now I'm going to just jump back over. So as you can see from that demonstration, NX has quick assembly capabilities and fit and function and motion operations. I showed you 3D rapid modeling using our synchronous technology, as well as editing parts outside their original design intent. And we also use the parasolid kernel, which is actually the map engine that's underneath NX and some of the other products. And so NX writes that map engine, and we use it not only in our products, but we license it out to third-party companies. And actually, matter of fact, SolidWorks uses the parasolid kernel, and their entire CAD system is built upon it. And it's fast and flexible. Now I'd like to show you the innovation curve, and this determines a product's profitability. So it's the product's life cycle. And so as you can see, that the sooner that you can get your product to market, the lower your development costs. So like when you're down here, you're losing money, you break even, your peak. So if you can get your product out to market sooner, the lower your development costs, and the longer you have to sell your product before it loses its shelf life or retires. And NX allows you to do that. You can see the difference in the curve here compared to other softwares. So now I'd like to share some of our happy customers with you. And the one I've been telling you about is the alloy company. They have found that by integrating concept design through to mechanical design has significantly saved in their overlap development time, thereby reducing their development time and costs. And in turn, they're able to save their customers on average of 50 to 60% in engineering effort. And how did they do this? Using the integrated solution from NX. And our next customer is a happy customer, Samsung, and they have reduced their physical prototypes by 30%, and they have also have 50% fewer errors in first-time production runs. So not only have they reduced costs, they've increased their development time by 30%. And how did they do this? using NX's art-to-part solution. So now our next happy customer is Renishaw, and they have found by streamlining processes using NX's solid modeling, drafting, assemblies, and CAM, they were able to reduce their initial design processes from weeks to days. I mean, that's huge because time is money. And how did they do this? Once again, using the integrated solution of art to part with NX. And so last but not least is Last but not least is Dyson. And they have found by that they've improved their development by using NX's rapid prototyping and simulation, and they're able to deliver more increasingly innovative vacuum cleaners, which command premium pricing. And how did they do this? Once again, by using NX's art-to-part solution. So smarter decisions, better products. And so how can we help our customers? How can we help you? We can help you reduce your NC programming time. We can help you shorten your design analysis iterations. We can help you reduce your development time. And also, just as important, we can help you reduce your overall waste. And so that in turn will you can increase the number of new products introduced to the market. So in the next demonstration, I would like to show you how NX can quickly create documentation. I'll show you how I can quickly create detailed drawings, assembly drawings with a products list and auto balloon callouts. And I'll also show you how we can use PMI, which is product manufacturing information on 3D models. And I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but most companies are actually moving to paperless. I don't mean drawingless, I mean paperless drawings. So now I'm going to jump on over. So I'm just going to go over into the drafting side, and I can easily it'll populate the title block for you, and you can change your parameters. I wanted to make this a 2-to-1, your orientation, your layout, just a few views out here. And what's nice again with NX is the fact that you can do things. I could have gone in here, I'm going to just go in here and change the settings. I could have done this going in, but you can quickly, like I said, NX gives you the option to do anything before or after the fact if I wanted to make that ISO view fully shaded. So you can easily do that. I'm just going to go in and cut a section line. How you can just easily do that. Just the quick, fast, and flexible capabilities of NX. So I'm going to go in and create a section. Just easily pull it out there if I wanted to quickly do a detailed view. So just showing you how quickly you can do things here. And what's nice about NX is they have what's called rapid dimensioning. So whether you're picking a line, except I need to click on it, never know. So whether you pick a line, or if you click on, if you're dimensioning a radius, or whether you're dimensioning my mistake on that one. So once again, we have NX who allows the user to quickly go back. As I was saying, so whether you're picking a line or whether you're picking a radius or whether you're doing an angle, you do not have to change commands, and that makes dimensioning go a lot quicker. So you can see how quickly you can create the drafting side here. Now I'm going to go back into the modeling side, and I'm going to do the assembly drawing. So I'm going to go back into our assembly here. So, take a drink. And display that as my part. And so we can easily go in now and create assembly drawing. And I've already done an exploded view here, just showing you how everything's internally linked with NX. So if I want to create a parts list, it does that very easily. And what's nice is I could have done this before, like I was showing you, I'm telling you earlier how NX gives you options if you forget to do something. I could have done this in preferences earlier if I wanted to change any of these parameters, like if I wanted to not do the show the reference callouts, or if I wanted this to be numerical instead of lettering. You can easily go in and do that and change it automatically for me. And then I can automatically go in and do the balloons. And you just click anywhere here on this parts list because it's internally linked. It knows, NX knows. So we'll bring in all those balloons for you, and you can easily zoom in and edit, move them around in the location. And you can actually select all these and align them up quickly if you want it to all them lined up. So just to show you some of the quick capabilities that NX offers. So now I'm going to go back in again to the modeling side because I wanted to show you the PMI, which is the dimensioning in the modeling side. And what's nice about that is it can be used on the shop floor, and it can eliminate the need to have to dimension more than once. And so, you know, once again, you have a huge time saver there. So I'm going to go in and you can see how it generated those dimensionings around that part. And so I'm going to just display that because we're going to be working on that. And this is live geometry. So if I wanted to go in and add dimensions to that, I can easily do that. Just showing you how easy it is. And also if you need to move things around, you can do that too. So if I wanted to move these dimensions, you can do it very quickly. Or if you wanted to move all three at one time, you can do that too. And you can also go in and put in GD&T. If you want to put in your datum symbols, we can do that. So I can go in here. You can change your parameters. I'm going to change this to A. Just tell it where you want it. And then I can go in and put in a feature control frame. And once again, you can change your parameters, your tolerance. You can also tell it what kind of frame you want. Here, there's a list. I'm just doing perpendicularity here, or maximum material thickness. So you just tell it what information you want to go there. And so if you need to edit these, it's very easy to do. So I can go in and right click on it and tell it I want it edited. I want to add a leader if I forgot to put the leader on there. And you can easily do that. It adds a leader. So just the fast and flexible, easy to use. You can quickly make changes without hassles. So there we go. So we can move these around if we need to. So just showing you how that works. Now I want to go back into the drafting side and show you how intelligent NX is. So I'll just go in and change some of these parameters here. And so what you want to do is you want to say, I want to inherit the PMI from the model view. So you can easily do that. I'll just get rid of some of these views here. And you can also change the orientation very easily too. And NX gives you options to do that. And I can tell it how I want that orientated, and it gives you a preview. And so then when I finish that up, you'll see how it generates from the model view the dimensioning. And this is live geometry, so if you want to go and move things around, you need to change things, you can easily do that. If I wanted to also add a detail view, I could easily do that. And this came from the model, so it's just something how showing you how easy it is to work with here. So there we go. So as you saw from that demonstration, I showed you how NX can rapidly create documentation, automatic view creation, as well as associative dimension control, and how intelligently linked these dimensions are, and also how clear and accurate to standard, whether you're using ANSI or ISO or DEM, any of the world standards, it's all in the system. It's incorporated in the system. And it's all for proven production documentation. And so now, one of the last areas I'll be discussing is what I started out with is what we talked about is the full integration, the art to part that truly is the power of NX. So whether you're doing concept design or detailing or simulation and analysis, tooling and fixture or CAM, all these tools are incorporated in this suite of products. So even if you are doing if you're doing a design from the very beginning of the design of the part, it's all follows through, it all ripples through from all the products, so from one to the next down to the end. So it just shows you the efficiency of how NX works. And so with multidiscipline simulation capabilities, if you need to do flow analysis or vibrations or anything like that, or durability, CAE has the tools to do that. NX has the tools to do that. And the thing I wanted to say here is the sooner that you can do simulation is you can reduce any design cycles that you may have problems with the product. And so that's important because once again, we know that time is money, and also effective use of this simulation helps the project manager reduce downstream costs and risks. So there we go, saving money. So really, if you think about it, can you afford not to use NX? So with CAM, or computer-aided manufacturing, it's one model that drives everything downstream. So you're able to prepare production-ready programs. You also can create packages for the shop floor, and it's all in one system, one vendor. So you can see how having all these tools incorporated is going to save your company. And so now as I get ready to do the last demonstration, the CAE analysis or modeling, I'll show you how that it will show you to display potential issues in the design if you're having problems, and you'll be able to take care of this before it actually gets produced or manufactured. And also I will be showing you the existing tool paths, and then I'll make a change to the original design, and I'll show you how these tool paths will update automatically. So now I'm going to go out and I'm going to look at this plastic part, and what I want to do with this plastic part is I want to show the analysis for this part. And in order to do that, we have the tools that allow you to quickly add a mesh to this part. You can also tell it what loads you want to apply to it, and you can also where it's going to be constrained or held down. And so I'll be able to go out and show those results. And so I can easily go in here and do that. And so then, for example, one of the results for this particular part is the displacement. So I can go in here and show you that. And you can see how it can show you the potential problems down here. And I can even show you an animation of how that's going over that hump, and you can see how the parts are being distorted. And so all this data is being compiled together. And what's great about it is that you can pass this data along. You get an HTML file, and I can also show you the strain on that part too. So we can go in and create a report on that, and many things you can do with this. So I'm going to create a report and show you that. If I open that up, you can see all the bits of information here, and I can go in and even take a snapshot. So I'm going to actually zoom this down a little bit. I can go in and take a snapshot of that. You saw the screen flicker. I was taking a snapshot, and I can go in and generate a report, and it's compiling all the data, the constraints, the meshes, the material. So it's combining it all. Like I was saying, you can send this HTML information off to an analysis expert. They'll evaluate it and tell you what changes you need to be made, what problems are occurring, and so what you need to do to correct that or resolve that, which can save a lot of time and money. And so when this is done generating, it's actually going to just pop up on the screen. And so I can show you the information of that report that was created. So you can use these hotkeys on the side, like if you want to look at the loads, or you can use the slider and go through the meshes, the information, and you can see even that image was generated into the report because, like I said, anything that you do, it's going to ripple through from the design down to the manufacturing. So now I'm going to just get out of here now. And I'm going to show you now some of the tool paths. So if we're able to update or verify the tool paths, so on this part here, so I'm going to actually go in and do that. I'm going to verify this tool path. So I'm going to go to the manufacturing side. And I can show you, actually, yeah, I'll do that first. So I can run, excuse me, I can run this toolpath, and you can see how it's going to be machined out. And you can, so that way you can see any interference or any problems that may occurring. So I'm just going to play that out. And you can see it machining this part out and how quickly it can do that. But that's, all in the math data. That's that math engine that's able to calculate all this, instantaneously. Faster than my brain can. So now we're going to go in and I'm going to evaluate that. So we can go in and we can see the machine, the cutter paths on here, and then underneath here, these little islands, and there's an edge blend on these islands and how the cutter path is around there. If we wanted to go in and make a design change, we can easily go in and do that, and those tool paths will update automatically. So I'm going to go out and do that. I'm going to go out and make a design change to that part. I'm going to make that my work part. And my display part. You can see how that plastic piece is embedded in there. And I can show you how that looks underneath and hide that. You can see those small edge blends there. And I can also show you underneath here what we're going to do. I can hide that. It's going to show that. Hide that. And how we can easily make those design changes. So if I look under here, I can easily, and actually have options, I can change it in the part navigator, or I can even double click on it and make my edit there, and I can change this to whatever value I need it to be. Then you can see how quickly that updated, and it shows you the result. so I can go in and show you that it did make that change. So there you go, it updated that edge blend. So now we'll go back and we'll update that toolpath very quickly. And so we go back into the manufacturing side. And how I'm going to show you here, the darker color, you can see how it updated that edge blend, but that cutter path is still like the old design. But that's no problem because we can quickly go in and update that by just hitting this generate toolpath. And as you look on the screen there, you can see it behind the scenes calculating all that math information, all that data, and to update that toolpath. I mean, just look how much time was saved with that incorporated into the system. So now we can go in and I can show you up close. Look at how it already, that cutter path is now updated to that new edge blend. And so now I can go in and show you, I can verify that toolpath and show you how it will machine that out. I'm going to slow it down a little bit more. And you can see how it will cut that out according to that new edge blend. And just how quickly it can do that. And like I said, all that, so what the changes you made all ripple through from design to the manufacturing. So as you can see from the NX, the CAM side of it, how you can reduce your physical prototypes and save a lot of time and money there, but also we have the best in class. You have the solvers such as Nastran, ANSYS, LS Dyna, Abacus, and it's all this is tightly integrated, and that's why NX is the real advantage, because NX offers the most tightly integrated design, analysis, and manufacturing tools on the market. And so, in closing, with NX solution, this art-to-part solution, NX, with having NX as your art-to-part solution, you can possess the best solution on the market today, possess the most valuable solution on the market today, because NX offers this synchronous technology, this patented technology. It's an open design environment. You have integrated multidiscipline integration in your also advanced manufacturing applications. And all of this can be managed with the world-leading PLM tool, Team Center. And so this is what I wanted, in closing too, I wanted to say, you really can't afford not to use NX. And with NX, it's smarter decisions, better products. And so this is the end of my demonstration. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I've got one.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
What a surprise. So, Carol, when you first started the presentation, you were showing the camera inside of it when you sliced through it. It showed sheet metal components. So, does NX have sheet metal? Is that built into the product? I mean, it's something you didn't show today, but is that something we can do with NX?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. I mean, do you know if it can do like highly stylized sheet metal, where it's like, say, a carved fender versus straight break sheet metal where you're spinning out around a sharp corner?
Because of this synchronous technology with that X form and I form, you can make very highly stylized shape changes to any part.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
What kind of a learning curve, if I've got people in my group that have used other CAD tools, like Pro and Wildfire, SolidWorks, how long does it take to learn this tool to be up and running and efficient?
Not long at all, and the reason I can say that is I'm one of those
Mm-hmm.
that was able to transition very easily. I think once you, plus too, when you have that mindset and you've been on other systems, I can give you another analogy. I'm actually a vascular ultrasound tech. And in school, we worked on 4 or 5 different machines. So we had to acclimate from one to another like that. When I went to work, it was the same thing. We had 3 different machines. And I got to where I can sell those machines, because I can use all of them and tell you which one did this one better or that one better. But of course, I like the Toshiba. It's my favorite machine.
Okay, thanks.
You guys have anybody else? Preference? No? Barry?
Sure. So, can files from other CAD systems be used in NX and NX assemblies and drawings? What kind of information is brought over? Do you get features, you get associated drawings, or how does that work?
You get everything, and that's what makes NX unique from other softwares is the fact that you don't even need that original data set. You can go in and just make those changes and modifications just like I showed in the demonstration.
But does it bring the features over from other systems?
Yes.
Okay.
I have some questions then. So, as Barry asked you the question about it bringing over the features, I kind of realize, I think, that with synchronous I can pull them, drag them, etc. What if they're manufacturing features?
That's no problem either.
If they're, so we bring over things like if it's a drilled or tapped hole, like what the thread type is, this kind of thing?
You can easily go in and change those.
Okay. I have some more questions. I like the synchronous modeling part. Definitely looks powerful. Definitely has some ease. I have a couple questions about what you were showing. So when you added the dart, why it took more clicks to rotate it to the other side than it would have took clicks when you placed the dart? Why were you just showing that there's a capability?
Yes,
Or?
as a capability,
Okay.
you could have just, yeah.
Okay, understand, because I thought it was like, well, that's odd, because in 2 clicks you place the dart, and you could have, in a click, placed it on the other side. Why would I have to use synchronous to do that? But I did
to
like
show
it.
you,
Yeah, okay. I have another question about synchronous. The paste feature, can I paste from things that aren't on that model? Like
Yes.
if I had 2 models on the screen, can I copy from one thing to the other?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. I guess I'm done. I think that's about all. Anybody else? Matt, think anything else?
Is it a wrap?
That's all I can think of.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'd like to
All right.
thank you for your time.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
don't
you can take it with us.